you know what? I stand with you 100%. And I'm going to tell you why in just a couple minutes. You know, many of you know that I served in the military for 30 years. And then when I retired, I had an opportunity to settle anywhere I wanted to settle in America. And I chose Prince George's County. And I thought about all the times that I was separated from my family and pulling jungle duty and these other things. And all the sacrifices I made for America. Because I believe in America. I believe in the American way. I believe in our democracy, our capitalism, and our free enterprise. And the opportunity to make choices for ourselves. And I settled in Prince George's County. And right after I settled in Prince George's County, I found out that there were some people running for office. And no one would challenge these people. Because they said, if you challenge them, they'll get you. And I said, well, you know what? The Viet Cong didn't get me. The druggists didn't get me in South America as part of President Clinton's team in the war on drugs. So I'm not afraid of these people here. But they just told me, beware. Well, I've been gerrymandered out of that district now. My other neighbors weren't. But they went around my house. And I was put in another district. And I said to myself, is that America? Is that the America that I defended? Is that the America that I said I support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic? Is that the America that I came home to? Was I fooled? Was I brainwashed? Was I bamboozled? Because I've listened to everything you've said today. And it's affected me too. Brother Branch, I didn't run on a slate. I ran with my own dollars. I Xeroxed copies to put in the door so people would see them because I didn't have the money to do it the big political machine way. Is that the America that I grew up in? I was in that first desegregation class in 1965 in North Carolina. And I believed in America then. I said, because now we all have an opportunity to excel in this country, to achieve that American dream. That's the America I believed in. But I settled in Prince George's County. That dream could have been tarnished. That dream could have been just a passing thing in the night. But I said, no, I served for this country. I deserved a chance to run for political office just like anybody else. And so, you know, when I come here today, I come here with my sleeves rolled up to do whatever I can to help us so that we can raise that next generation, because you often hear me say that a society that neglects its youth is a society doomed for failure. Well, I'll go a step further and say a society that neglects its people is doomed for failure. We saw it this election cycle. People didn't come out to vote. Why? They had no hope. We have to learn to say no to the status quo. And that's the phrase I'm going to leave with you today. Say no to the status quo. Be willing to stand up like we did in the 60s and fight for what we know is right. It's about of the people. Those people that represent us should come from us, not from a political slate. For the people. They should be representing us, for us. As a military commander, it was about representing my troops for their general welfare. They should have our general welfare as a first priority, not their own. Not pay raises when people are homeless, helpless, and hungry. We have people that right now don't have a roof over their head, don't have a floor under their feet, don't have food in their stomach, but I want a pay raise. Reward me. And give me another term on top of that. We need to say no to the status quo. And I'll stand up in front of everybody and I'll say, what we have done in Prince George's County and the state of Maryland has really dim the hopes of too many people. We have to be thinking ahead. We have to be thinking about, what about our children? We have to be thinking about, what about our families? We have to be thinking about, what about our communities? We have to be thinking about how we light the torch to a brighter future here, where everyone has the freedom and the opportunity to achieve their dreams, and not sit back and say, well, I'm just waiting for the slate paper to come, just like you mentioned. Because I'll show up at the polls and I'll say, don't worry about telling me about him or her. I've got the official thing right here. They may not be your choices, but I do feel that today a new choice is going to be made. And that choice is going to be the people's choice. And I'm looking forward to working with you on that. Just say no to the status quo. Okay?
All right.